And welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. So happy to welcome the gals from Not for Sale and Walsh University because there's a new partnership. So let's start with Kathy Gray. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And Kathy, you are from?
I'm from Not for Sale, One Step at a Time.
And you brought a couple of friends with you today. Can you introduce us?
I did. I'm so excited. Well, I have Corey Foraker with me. She is the president of our nonprofit organization.
Awesome. Hi, Corey.
Hi.
And then the lovely Rachel brought her from Walsh University.
And Rachel, your last name is?
Hostler.
Hostler.
Yeah.
And what's your position at Walsh?
I'm the Associate Dean for Experiential Learning.
So that seems like a new thing on college campuses now. Talk to me a little bit about exactly what experiential learning is.
Sure, absolutely. So experiential learning connects students with opportunities outside the classroom. So always connected to a learning outcome. So it might be an internship. It might be a partnership with a nonprofit where students are getting work-related experiences or study abroad. And so it helps students sort of take what they're learning in the classroom and apply it outside the classroom, and it really increases their learning.
What do we see as far as the difference in the whole student experience when you learn that way by doing?
They retain it more. So, it's not just memorization, but they're actually applying it and learning it and synthesizing. And so they retain it and have that that experience. So the skills that they gain are stronger. So it's not just the content, but it's also the independence, the critical thinking, the problem solving, all of those things connected to what they're trying to do.
Are there certain majors that you pinpointed to try to cooperate along with Not for Sale and to work together here, or just anybody who's interested?
So we really try. Sometimes you do pick certain majors, but for something like this, it's really interdisciplinary because it's something that affects us all. So we really try to engage students interdisciplinary. So it would be sociology, education, business, all of that. We try to engage in issues like this that are problems that we're seeing in our community.
Kathy, you've been here before,
Yes.
but some people may have missed that, and so might be wondering what Not for Sale is. Tell us.
Oh, for sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having us back. We are a nonprofit organization that focuses on education, awareness, and prevention of human trafficking. And we focus right here in Stark County.
That is the part that's stunning, I think, is that you don't even have to go far to find the problem,
Right,
that you are
unfortunately.
focusing right here. What got you interested in this, Kathy?
Gosh, it goes way back. I want to say it was like 4 years ago, maybe, Corey, is that right? 4 or 5 years ago, our church, Faith Family, our pastors, Pastor Mike and Barb Caminetti, introduced our church to social issues like this, human trafficking, and educated us on that. And they introduced us to PT-1, which is also a nonprofit organization, and they are global. They're all over the world, and they are actually on the front lines. So when we learned about PT-1 and we learned about human trafficking that's happening here in Stark County, that just gave us the desire to want to make a difference. So our church hosted the PT-1 Walk for Freedom. And that was 4 years ago. And we volunteered, we helped out. And from there, it just birthed this desire to want to make more of a difference right here in our own backyard.
Is this a fundraising walk or an awareness walk?
It can actually be both. It is an awareness walk from our standpoint. But I know with PT-1, you can definitely form your own teams and fundraise. And of course, we want to raise money for PT-1 as well as for our own organization. But the event is free and the focus is on awareness.
Corey, what got you interested in helping with this problem?
Well, I was, involved in our church, and the ladies who were in charge of it contacted me and just asked if I would be willing to help out, and I did. And learning all the statistics and everything that goes on, especially here, just really gripped my heart, and I realized, that if it's not anybody else doing it, then I need to be a part of it too.
What kinds of things have you gotten to do so far?
Gosh, we have gotten to do a lot. We've gotten to be on Live on Lakeside. We've gotten to do a lot. We've gotten to help people.
Actual people who have been trafficked?
Yes, we've gotten to help rehab and
Yes.
do things with them and clean their house for them, the safe house, and be able to serve them in that way, and just helping out wherever we can.
Well, thank you so much
Yeah.
for all that you're doing. And Rachel, how then are you anticipating students will get to participate, by walking or more?
Well, absolutely. So, of course, we'll be involved in the walk, but then we also we have learning communities on campus, which are part of that experiential learning, where students have the opportunity to study a problem that is local and global, while they are in their undergraduate experience. And so in the fall of 2021, we'll be starting our first learning community that will focus on anti-human trafficking. And so our goal is to engage students in this topic, work with Not for Sale, and really start to think through what solutions we can bring to our community.
Colleges are kind of reinventing themselves, aren't they? Talk to me about that, because I cannot imagine even 5 years ago someone saying, hey, we need a program about this.
Well, I think that we have to reinvent ourselves, because how students learn and what they're learning in K through 12, when they come to college, they're ready to act and they're ready to be engaged. So they're volunteering when they're in high school. And so when they come to college, they want to do more. And so I think colleges have to be prepared to respond to that. But also we need to prepare them for their careers after college. And so taking their passions and really teaching them how to have an impact, and then how they can transform that professionally is I think where colleges are going and where Walsh is going.
Wow, Kathy. So when you say you are helping to address this problem, in what ways?
Well, our focus is education. That's one of the focus. So for us, we want to try to get into the local high schools. 821 has an amazing Common Core approved curriculum that teachers can use as like a toolkit in addition to what they're already using, or they can actually use it as a full curriculum that counts towards English, social studies, and history, and even health, actually. So we have this curriculum that we would love to pilot here locally in Stark County, because honestly, this is the age group that is being trafficked the most. So we
High school.
Yes, high school age, middle school, high school, and college age kids. So we want to get in front of them and work on the prevention side of things. So that's one of the things that we're really focusing on in the coming year, as well as doing our big event walk, the 821 Walk for Freedom. We have spoken, when you were asking Corey earlier what we've been doing, we have spoken at different universities, Kent Stark, Malone. Obviously, we'll be doing more things at Walsh, and speaking at smaller venues and conferences that fit that topic. But anywhere where we can bring education and awareness and prevention is really our focus.
When you say prevention, is this to help young people not become a victim themselves?
Correct. Yes.
Also, maybe identifying if a friend is having a problem with this?
We have a 5-year business plan, thanks to the lovely SCORE group of Stark County, which we love them so much.
Yep.
They have helped us so much. But we have a 5-year business plan, and in those 5 years, we definitely want to have seminars just for parents, how not to have your kids be a victim and be trafficked. We want to do seminars for the children age that we were discussing, from middle school to college age, obviously different content for each age group, but we want to be able to get in front of them and learn how to protect themselves on social media, because that's honestly where a lot of this is taking place.
That was my very next question.
Yeah, and how to protect themselves when
Yes.
they're out and about with their friend circle and all the different activities and sports and things that they do. There are practical ways that they can prevent this from happening.
I'm going to throw this to all three of you. When we're talking about social media, how can you be more careful? How can parents or grandparents that are listening right now help the children in their lives not become victims? What little tips do you give for people on how to use their social media productively and not destructively?
Well, I can start that one off. Being a parent myself and having 4 kids, 3 of them that are young adults, and 1 that's still in high school. But with our children, the very first thing is we monitored all of their social media. So when they were, middle school age and high school age, we made sure we checked on all of their social media apps, that we had to have that access. Because unfortunately, kids can hide things, as we all know. And there are so many crazy apps out there where you can hide information. And it's information that maybe will just be there 30 seconds and then gone. But the reality that we've learned, it's never gone. It's still there. And so for us, we really encourage parents to just take an active role on checking your children's social media and checking their phone. Know who they're conversing to. Do you know how many kids are out there that are conversing to 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old men?
And they don't realize it.
And they don't realize it. They think that they're talking to another teenager because the photo on the social media is showing a teenager. But in reality, they're conversing to an adult that's a predator.
You probably could go on Pixabay and find that person.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's just so many avenues that you can hide, and that children are just being lured on their social media. So this would take so much time for us to discuss in detail. But a seminar on that is something that we really desire to do, and just to be aware of those apps and know who your children are communicating to.
I'm going to just guess that maybe Corey is the youngest person in the room.
She is.
I am.
Yay, Corey. So how do you keep yourself safe on social media, Corey?
Yeah, that's a good question. I always keep my stuff private, and I watch who I'm friending. Like, if I don't know that person, I'm not going to friend them because I don't want them to see my stuff. And also making sure that if I'm going to put like a location on that I'm not in that location anymore. And I don't ever post, my home address, like, oh, hey, I'm at home right now, or if I'm going on vacation or something like that. Like, I'm making sure that I'm not really in that location at that time, because you are opening yourself up to people seeing where you were at right then and maybe trying to come and talk to you.
Terrifying when you think about it. Well, you're a smart cookie, but what about these people who are not? How do we educate them?
Yeah. I would say just, being in front of them and just sharing that information. And also we try and share that on our social media as well, just being aware of that. And
is it received well? I'm thinking the end of the day at dinner time, okay, everyone turn in your phones.
Right.
How is that received, and how do other young people receive what can happen to them when they hear it that they just didn't think about? Like, does the light dawn and they go, oh my goodness, that's true?
I think that it first starts with relationship. I learned a long time ago, rules without relationship equal rebellion. And so
say that again. Say that again.
It's
That
not
is so
my
good.
tagline. I learned this from a youth pastor that wrote a book. I'm forgetting his name right this second, so forgive me for that. But I just remember reading, and he put in there, rules without relationship equal rebellion. So all of us that are parents, we need to focus on relationship first. When you have the respect of your children, they're going to honor what you're saying and doing. And so to me, when I have that respect with my own kids, they know I'm coming from a place of love. And I am worried about their safety and their protection. It's never like, turn in your phones, it's time for me to, look through it. It's more of a conversation. I'll just say at certain times, hey, you know what? I haven't checked your phone in a while. Do you mind if we sit down together and just tell me like who you're talking to and show me the apps that you're on? My children have always been open with that. But I came from a place of love and respect, and I asked their permission. Can I sit down and just look through your phone with you?
And do it together.
We do it together, for sure. And they know it's all about protection. That's what they know. So I think that coming at it from that place of love and honor and respect, and then educating them on, this is what's happening in our community. Like, I love you, and I just want to make sure you are safe. And I know that you don't always know who you're talking to, but let's talk about that. Let's protect you. Let's make sure your accounts are private, and some of the things that Corey was just sharing as well.
Well, looking at the clock, I knew this was going to go very, very fast.
Always.
We do need to take a really short break, but we will be back talking about Not for Sale and an upcoming walk after these words. You're listening to Our Community.